Hey everyone, Pharaoh Silver here with another Atlas Earth video. So, this one's going to be a little interesting. I am known for doing some Atlas Earth guides, but I haven't done a guide on challenges yet. Well, I decided I would go ahead and do that today. We're going to look at the challenge ladder as of, well, the last few months, because I don't think it's changed very much overall, and talk about the easiest ways to get up on the challenge ladder. But before we do, alrighty, now that we have the introductions underway, and I also should have the hype part done as well on the other end on the right, let's get started and talk about the best way to do these challenges. So these challenges will mostly involve things that you can do on Atlas Earth and different actions that you can do in the game. There are the playing minigames option, so that's usually the ones on top here, and the ones here on bottom as we go through past 4 levels. It used to be that challenges only had up to 4 levels, and they have increased that to 8 for some of them. There is the buy parcels option. So the buy parcels option is also available. Converting your virtual rent to Atlas Bucks, boosting during non-super rent boost and super rent boost times. We have surveys, we have arcade, we have badges, city, state, and country. The ability to book travel on Atlas Earth Travel or Atlas Travel. If you don't have that, I don't think every country has this, but Atlas Travel is a pretty good one as well. And then, of course, Tesoro, well, it still says AMP here, but it's Tesoro. And I think this is US only. Now, I'm going to do this for anyone basically around the world. I'm going to keep this away from the US, so I'm actually going to leave the AMP program out of this. All right? So that will leave us with these other options. So what is the best way to get to the goal of 1,600 points and get that badge if you're a free-to-play player, or if you have the premium challenge pass, getting a legendary parcel unit? Well, first off, I think it goes without saying, boosting. So boosting is probably, at least for the first 3 to 4 levels, the easiest way to get points towards the challenges, and that's 110 points right off the bat, plus the super rent boost for another 2 levels. Like, if you're playing this game at all, you should be boosting. That is the basics. And 150 points is pretty solid. I will say, however, that the higher levels up might not show up until you've finished other challenges. Now, typically, I'm noticing it's about 4 levels, so I'm actually only going to go up to 4 levels on a lot of these, and even less on some of them, and I'll explain why when I get to it. Now, the next piece, if you have been doing ads and getting Atlas Bucks for watching ads, is the buy parcels. So for this one, I think for now, I'm going to go ahead and say it's probably not too out of the way to think that you could probably get 7 parcels a month. So I'm only going to go up to 3 levels right now, and we'll leave it at that, 290 points. So at 290 points, I think that actually already will put us through, almost through level 7 out of 15. So this is 15 levels. It's already, we're almost right here. So you're getting 5, 15, 27, 39, 54 Atlas Bucks right off the bat, with the potential to get another 15. So going back to here now, let's do, the next one is going to be the arcade challenge. Now with the arcade challenge, I usually will only do up to the first 2 levels. Now, there's a reason for this, and it's something that I've explained, and if you're a long-time subscriber to this channel and you remember me talking about a lot of the beer money concepts, it is because the provider that they use, Playtime, is just like any other provider of earning money by playing games. They will give you the great offers first, but if you play too much of it, you're going to be getting lower and lower offers until you get to a point where you're not getting any at all. And if you play too much of it, some of you might even see yourselves permanently banned. I have heard of people who have been playing way too much and have been getting, too few milestones that they just straight up ban the person. Or if you use the second account, they also straight up ban you. So yeah, with the arcade, I think 1 arcade milestone, maybe up to 3 arcade milestones would be enough per month. And that will allow you to ration it enough so that you're still getting good offers, or at least you're still getting any offers at all, especially during a time where we're in a bit of a beer money recession at the moment. And we're not quite sure when we're going to get out of it right now because, again, people just don't have money, so they're not consuming. So because of that, they're not taking as much, companies are not taking as much risks, and they don't see the ability to get more incentive to people like us who are just trying to play these games for the money. All right, right off the top, mini games. 10 should be a piece of cake. 15, you'll be doing the first 2 levels right off the bat. First time a minigame shows up, you just go, you play 25 games, and you're pretty much done. As a matter of fact, in some cases, depending on how far you've gotten in the challenge ladder, you might even be doing some of the third level ones. But usually a minigame will show up at least 3 times every month, so that should give you plenty of opportunity to do 25 for the first batch. Then you come back for the second one, you do 20, and you come back for the third one, and you do another 20. And then there's usually an option for Super Minigame Saturday, so you could possibly even get the 5th level done in each one if you wanted. Minigames are by far the best way to get points towards this challenge ladder. I mean, this is what? 125 points per level, except for 100 here, so this is 500, 600 points just from doing minigames. That's all I've done. We're already at 1,040. So at 1,040 now, you are making 119, 144, 184 Atlas bucks. That is almost 2 free parcels right there just from doing this. And we haven't even gotten to surveys yet. With surveys, I would do 3. So that would get me to 1160. 3 surveys is not too bad, and there's some easy surveys there. You can do some very short 1 or 2 minute surveys for 1 or 2 Atlas bucks that should be available for most of y'all. So I think 3 surveys is probably decent. So that will put us at 1160 points. That will bring us down to the final 2 levels. So how do we get to these final 2 levels? Well, to me, a lot of it is going to depend on, are you an early game player? Are you a mid-game player, or are you a late-game player? Now, for most of you, you are an early game player, which means that you have less than 150 parcels if you're in the United States, or less than 100 parcels internationally, or even in some of the lower tiers, we're talking less than 50 parcels. So for you, you are probably going to want to convert your virtual rent into Atlas bucks. You probably don't need to cash out a couple dollars every single month. So the best way, in my opinion, to use that virtual rent on is to just build yourself up so that way you're cashing out better later on. So let's go ahead and do the $1 virtual rent. And depending on, I think most of you have at least $3 a month that you'll be building on starting out, except for that lowest tier. I'm going to go ahead and put the $2 virtual rent reinvesting instead. And that should be 90 points. That'll put you at 1,250. Now, for the remaining ones, I would probably do 2 more surveys. Surveys is a lot easier. They have a lot more surveys available than actual games for the arcade. So that's why if I have to go between Atlas Surveys and Atlas Arcade, I would choose the surveys every single time. Now, if you've been doing some sort of mini games and you've been finishing in the top 1,500, you should be getting some extra Atlas bucks from that. You should also be getting Atlas bucks from the daily logins and the challenges as well. That I think that it wouldn't be a huge ask to go ahead and complete the 4th level as well and get 3 parcels and pick up 60 more points. So that's going to leave us with 1 more level and 210 points that we would have to get. Now, if you plan on traveling anywhere, then it should be pretty easy. Just do like Atlas Travel, maybe buy a couple more parcels off the Atlas Travel, and you should be good to go. But for most of you, I think we could probably go ahead and get the 5th level boost out of the way as well. So that's another 40 points. This is a toughie for the remaining. You could probably get the 6th level boost, but I think in my opinion, what you would probably have to do is see if you can get to the point that you are getting the 6th level on the mini games. Alternatively, if you can get to the 7th and 8th levels of the boost as well, that could replace the converting virtual rent, so that way you can keep more of your money. or it could replace the surveys if you want to kind of hold off a little bit and try to keep those surveys for another month, or the ability to buy parcels if you want to do that for the following month. And maybe you could even get like, better milestones like the buy 5 parcels for 70 points as well. That will also get you to better on the next month. There are also the options for city badges, and if you are just starting out, the city badge, the state badge, and the country badge, this probably just for the first month though, you're only getting 30 points. That is just 30 bonus points, but the 2 city badges are definitely something that you could look into and putting down 200 Atlas bucks into in place of the 3 parcels, because that will get you, well, that's still 25 points. So I think maybe the parcels might be the better pick actually. But you still have that option for the city badge if you so wish. But yeah, the challenges basically run through the mini games. You have to complete at least 5 of the 6, if not all 6 of the challenges. And again, this is a build-up over time. You're probably like getting to 1600 points on the first go around, your first couple months on Atlas Earth is going to be very difficult, but it is going to get easier as you get more money and you get more parcels, and it kind of builds on itself. For players who are more in the later game, this is what I would probably do. I would ration the arcade a little bit further, and I would focus more on buying parcels because I have the ability to buy said parcels, especially if I'm getting enough from minigames or daily login. But yes, it is still very essential to deal with the challenges rather than going through the offer walls, and in my opinion, that is the better way to do it because the minigames are not going away anytime soon. However, with surveys and especially with arcade games, and this is a problem that you've probably heard from Bronze Dragon as well, the arcade games will get worse over time as you play more of them. They're going to front load you with the best offers first and then give you worse and worse deals over time to a point where you're not going to see too many of them. So that's why I said ration your arcade goals. You don't have to ration the surveys as much, but 3 to 5 is probably the most that you want to do. Again, focus on the minigames. They're not going away anytime soon, all right? So that is the video, everyone. Hope you enjoyed this video, just a short guide on how to deal with a challenge ladder. Like this video if you like it. Subscribe if you want to see more Atlas Earth content and also personal finance content. I have a beer money review that I'm working on as well. And also a big thanks to my beer money insiders, Ashley Stanfield, Kristen O'Neill, Josh42, Disturbed Doge, and Board Game Sports Network. Now, if you want to see my 10-step plan to financial freedom, go over on the left. This is Pharaoh Silver signing out. I will see you all in the next video. Bye, everyone.